Good morning, folks. We start with 24 hours of an eerily calm star. Solar weakening has taken back the throne after a brief uptick in activity. Sunspots on the disk are highly disappointing as we've got Delta-class magnetics as calm as a blank disk when it should be firing. Incoming spots have bipolarity, but there appears to be a good deal of spread between them. The southern negative coronal hole has hit the Earth-facing portion of the Sun. Unlike umbral and coronal fields, these magnetic fields stream out into space and are likely the primary reason they can affect planetary seismicity to such a degree. You can see the dark patch coming in there. Maintains some solid force, but appears to do so mostly in the trailing and southern portion rather than the northern extension. Earth took a gamma ray burst this morning out of the Cancer constellation. First one in 6 days. While Bartol looks like this, apparently updated, yesterday's Star Observer alerted us to a major spike in cosmic rays that has since been removed from the data. Nice job, Delaware. Slight magnetic perturbations continued yesterday as the tiny CME continued to interact with our magnetosphere. It remained imperceptible in the solar wind, but our shield instability did tell us something was hitting. Let's quickly take a look at the incoming plasma filaments. These thin dark ropes are the primary CME threat, with the sunspots relatively inactive. You can also see two more coming in down south. Actually have a few departing the disk as well, but those have remained stable for days on end with little sign of release. Speaking of coronal holes and seismicity from earlier, two fairly innocuous 5-pointers on the USGS list actually rang into 6 range significantly. Multiple readings telling us so near the India border, while only 2 rang that high in Taiwan, but they were 6.5 and 6.4. And then this morning, in the Molucca Sea, just occurring a few minutes ago, 6.9. Folks, you remember the huge news from a few weeks ago about how some top scientists were looking for electrical explanations for dark matter. Well, another huge win for the new electric universe theories comes from a group that is knee-deep in dark matter, black holes, and the Big Bang. Despite their gravitational inclinations, they've discovered that galaxy centers and cosmic jets appear to be not randomly oriented, but parallel with and aligning to each other in large-scale structures. Translation: either it's the greatest cosmological coincidence or this universe is electric. You be the judge. Also, folks, Billy and I indeed hopped on for a live show last night. We talked for just under an hour, introducing another huge name that has jumped ship from the mainstream global warming paradigm onto the boat advocating for concern over the colder aspect of extreme climate change. It was a very good discussion, got some good resources, and the link for the video is found right below this one. Definitely worth a peek if you missed it last night. Let's quickly run through the weather. Indian Ocean cyclone is weakening as it heads for Madagascar, really taking its time and already a shell of its former self from just 2 days ago. In the United States, the only news story is the return of a severe weather threat with a heat and moisture flow from the Gulf. It'll still be cold and snowy up north as the death toll rises to 10. A bit of a shift in Europe. The largest low, Northern Atlantic, affecting Ireland and the UK, while the eastern flow still shifts up through the continent and west past Norway. Purple alerts appear to show exactly that with those 2 zones. Bit of a hodgepodge down under. We've got multiple convergences, multiple flows with high moisture content. The majority of this area has rain potential in the next day and a half, with the only major storm warnings for the east coast of Australia. Got some shots of our star to close. It's 5:45 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's the news. Eyes open. No fear. Be safe, everyone.